This conference will now be recorded.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. So previously we have completed all data types, right? So today we'll
Yeah.
discuss about the input, output and import. Python
Okay.
input, Python output and Python import.
Okay.
See,
Okay. Okay.
Python
File.
provides numerous,
I have a question actually. Okay.
yeah,
Apart from number, string, list, tuple, dictionary, set, is there any other data type like file is considered as a data type or what?
what is that?
File.
File.
Yeah.
File is not a data type.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Only we have the data types list,
Hmm.
set, tuple, string, dictionary. These are the data types. By default, data types are integers, integer numbers. That is
Numbers.
numbers. That
Yeah.
is integer, float, double, long. Next,
Okay.
complex. These are a default
Yeah.
data types. And
Objects.
interpreter
Yeah.
understand based upon our value. The remaining lists, set, tuple, string, dictionary. These are all Python data types. Okay.
Okay.
We are taking external data types. These are all internal data types based depending on our value. How to find out
Hmm.
it? Your introspection
Type.
method, type method.
Type. Yeah.
You can find out what type of it is.
Yes.
So today we'll discuss about the already you are converted those data types string into tuple, tuple into string, into float, float into int, and dictionary into list, list into dictionary. We are converted already.
Yeah.
Next we will discuss Python. Today we want to discuss Python input, output and import. Okay. Next,
Okay.
Python provides numerous built-in functions that are readily available to us at the Python prompt. So some of the functions input and print are widely used for the standard input and output operations respectively. So let us see the Python output using the print function. Okay, we use the print function to output the data to the standard output device. That means which is displayed on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So we can also output data to a file, but we'll discuss later. File. Okay, how to read this file? Whether is textual data or binary data or any other thing. You can read the data as well as write the data. So we'll discuss about these things later session. Okay. So currently we want
Okay.
to discuss what is input, how to use it, what is output, how to use it, and how to import the packages or modules, how to utilize those operation methods under our package. Okay. Next. See here. Suppose if you want to apply here a equal to 7, when you call a automatically display the 7, or you can
Yes.
call print a like this. It will also display same number 7. Okay,
Correct.
print is the output function, or you can write like this. Hello, or like this print. You can write hello. Okay, if Right. You can define like this. You can directly call it, or you can use the print method. Display on the screen your output. So in the second print
Yes.
statement here, we can notice that a space was added between the string.
Yeah.
So the value of variable that hello or a, this is by default, but you can change it. Okay. So we're discussing here. We have complete print syntax is print will take number of objects separator and by default slash n file that is equal to sys dot std out flush is equal to false. See here. Here the objects is the value to be printed. Value
Okay.
to be printed. Next, this one separator. Separator is used between the values. If it defaults into a space character, by default it contains the space character. After all the values are printed, now it display end is printed. It defaults into a new line. That's why you're giving here slash n.
Okay.
The file is the object where the values are printed, and its value, its default value is sys dot std out. That means which is display on your screen.
Screen.
Okay.
Okay.
See here. First, how to develop here. Suppose if I am applying here print one comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. When I call it 1 2 3 4. So in the same way 1 2 3 4 comma separator is equal to, I'm taking here separator is active. I got an error. So, which is works in the 3.x version, not in the 2.x version. How to execute this? See here. I want to take the online editor 3.x. Jupyter dot organization. Go to the browser, click on Python. Here print or run it. Now display 1 2 3 4. The same way I want to change this separator equal to within the quotations applying and ampersand. Run it. 1 ampersand 2 ampersand 3 ampersand 4. Suppose if I am giving end value is equal to within the quotation I am taking asterisk. Run it. Now this is 1 ampersand 2 ampersand 3 ampersand 4 star. Okay, this is the way you can apply print function. Okay, now output formatting, I'm using a separate method str dot format. str dot format method. Sometimes we would like to format our output to make it look attractive. This can be done by using the str.format. You can use this method thoroughly in our machine learning also. Okay, so this method is visible to any string object. Suppose if I am defining here x is equal to 9 comma semicolon, y equal to 7, print the value of x is I'm taking curly braces and y is taking curly braces in the placeholders dot format, passing those two arguments x comma y. Here in the print function we are taking the placeholders. By default it takes 0, it takes 1. In the format method, index 0x, index 1 y is 1. So this is string dot format method. String dot format method. You are applying inside the print method. So you have x is equal to 9, y is equal to 7. Automatically x equal to 9, y is equal to 7. So the placeholder is that index 0 is x is equal to 9, y is equal to 7. Now it displays the value of x is 9 and y is 7 in this way.
Okay.
Here the curly braces are used as a placeholders. We can specify the order in which it is printed by using the numbers. Same way, here I want to apply here print I like within the curly braces and within the curly braces 1 dot format x comma y. X comma y. And I'm taking like this red butter. Run it. Automatic displays I like 0. What is the 0 index in our format method? Bread. I like breader. Index 1 butter. So I like bread and butter. Suppose if I change instead of 0 I'm taking 1 here. Instead of 1 I'm taking 0 here. What will happen? Like where is the index 1 in our format method? Butter. So I like butter and index 0 is bread. Earlier we have I like bread and butter. Now it displays I like butter and bread. Run it like butter and bread. So this is the way you can use print output function. Okay, and you can write like this: print hello. I'm passing here in the first placeholder name, next placeholder greeting dot format I'm taking here greeting equal to good morning. name equal to Rupali. Okay, so when I execute this, now it displays hello name. Where is the name reference to this? Name is reference to our format method Rupali. Hello Rupali. And what is your greeting? Greeting is equal to good morning. When I execute this, it display hello Rupali, good morning. Okay, in this way also you can apply this. See here.
Got it.
Next, I want to use Python input. So this is the output method, that is for print. Next, we will discuss about the input. So till now, our programs were static. Till now, our programs were static. The value of variables were defined or hard coded into the source code. Suppose see here. Suppose if I am taking here, number is equal to 90. Print number, call number, automatically display number equal to 90. Or you can directly call like this, number equal to 90. So both are same. Okay, this is one of the hard coded. When you call number equal to 90, when you call a num, automatic display num equal to 90, or you can apply print num, or even you can directly take like this, print num, automatic display 90. Okay, these are all are static. Up to till now, our programs are static. The value of variables were defined or hard coded into the source code. So to allow the flexibility, we might want to take the input from the user. In Python, we have the input function to allow this. The syntax of input is input of prompt. This is your syntax. See here, suppose if I'm write like this, num is equal to input of enter a number. So when you run this, it automatically talks enter a number. When you apply this, display number. Dynamic. In the same way, I can execute. I can use this input method in many number of programs. Suppose see here. If I want to use here, number is equal to input, enter a number. I'm applying a condition here. If number is greater than 0, print number. Run it. You apply here number. This is a 45. Print condition. Fifth condition. Okay. Print number is equal to 0. So greater than 0. Not supported with instance str and int. Okay. Actually, it is not converted. Why? Because this is an string number, string value. So the input value we are giving string, but number is an integer. That's why we got an error. How to convert this integer, these strings into integers? You can apply int of input enter a number. Run it.
So
Now
by default, input method, whatever we enter, is taken in string format.
yeah, you can give like this string format. So either it is string or integer or float. automatically in front of the input method you can use int. Automatically all the numbers what you have given, either integers or strings, it converts the integers. Here enter a number 12, it displays the 12. Again you can run this program. Now again it asks 12. Within the application you can apply some value. You enter it, display the value. The invalid letter for int with base 10. Okay, automatically it converts the number. Okay, or you can apply here float also. Float, enter a number. Now you can apply 12.6. Now it display 12.6. Or you can apply only integer 45. Now it displays 45.0. Okay, like this. So these are the input values. Here we can see that enter a value 10, which is a string. Automatically it displays the string value.
Right.
Okay. Suppose if you
Got it.
convert this into a number, you can apply in front of the input method float or int. Okay, see here. Suppose I don't want to take float here. Right. Now I'm entering here 45. Run. Automatically display error. Why? Because it's a not an string. They're giving
Yes.
here string value, right? Suppose you can run this. Within the string, you can write 34. Not supported usually. My string is not greater than 0. You are checking the condition, right? That's the problem.
Right.
So you are
Yes.
not writing this one also. Now you can run it. When you enter string 78, it is the string 78. Suppose you run it 78, you are not giving any single quote. It is a input, but it is not an integer, it's a string. Suppose you want to convert this, you can give int or float in front of the input method.
Yes.
Here, run it. Automatically can give the number. Basically, it is integer. Even though you are giving string also. See a string of 45. Invalidator. Paste. Okay, is a string, but you are giving. Actually, you can give the string value. Automatically, it convert the input into integers. Okay, int 45, it display 45. Okay, when you want to convert those values, either integer, the strings, either integer or float, you can go in front of the input method int or float. Just a minute. Okay, now you understand, right, what is input. So we are using this input so many condition, either if condition, if else condition, nested if condition, you can use this. Here, I'll suppose you are giving like this. Already you know, right, how to convert the strings. Int of 89. How it displays? Display 89, right? int or you can apply float at 9.0. In the same way, you can take num is equal to int of input of into enter a number. When you enter it, display that particular 17. Automatically it converts the integers. If you give float, it converts the float values. Next, can I concatenate with these two? When you give the two values inside the integer function, can I convert this 2 plus not concatenation 2 plus 5. This is the eval literal or int distance. We cannot concatenate two values inside the string in the integer or float. How to concatenate it? You can take evaluate. You can use the evaluate method. Eval of 90 plus 67, 157. Okay. This is the way you can concatenate the values. You can use the evaluate method. So when you want to concatenate the two values, if you give integer, you will get an error. If you give float, you can get an error. But when you use the eval method, it concatenate the values. This is inputs. Next, we will discuss about the import. Python import. So when our program grows bigger, it is a good idea to break it into different modules. A module is a file containing the Python definitions and statements.
Sir, I'm a bit confused related to concatenation because for numbers, if we use plus sign for concatenation and using eval function, it is ultimately giving us the addition value.
Right.
But the same thing was happen when you are using int.
Int or float, you will get an error. So when you want to add the two values inside a function, you can use the evaluate method or evaluate function.
Okay,
Suppose
then
if you are
how
using
to use string concatenation?
String concatenation. This is the string adding values. Okay. But you are giving string adding values like this, you will get an error. Inval literal for int. In our general string concatenation, you can directly apply. See here, within the single quote, I plus how are you? When you enter it, hi, how are you? Okay. So if you want to maintain the gap, you can do like this.
Okay.
Hi, how are you? This is string concatenation, general method. Okay. When you combine two values within the string, you can use the int method, you will get an error. When you use the evaluate method, you will get an output. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Python import. So when your program grows bigger, it is a good idea to break it into different modules. A module is a file containing the Python definitions and statements. Python modules have a file name and end with an extension .py. So definitions inside a module can be imported to another module or the interactive interpreter in Python. We use the import keyword to do this. See here, suppose we have so many built-in modules are available in the Python built-in modules. So what are the built-in modules available? NumPy, numerical Python, SciPy, the scientific Python, Matplotlib. This display the different type. You can generate different type of graphs or charts. Next, pandas. So pandas is which is basically when you want to apply statistical analysis, or you can use collections, fractions, math.
Okay.
So many functions, so many built-in modules are available. Never Python,
Okay. Do
almost
we have?
tons of modules, almost 100 of packages or 100 of modules are available in our Python language.
Right.
These are all built-in
Okay.
modules. How to use
Okay.
it? See here, suppose if I use pi, what is the pi value? 3.14, right? When I apply pi, you will get an error. Pi is not defined. Actually, pi is a mathematical function. So when you want to display that value, first you can import that package, that module here. When you want to import that module, first you can use the keyword import. What's your package name? What you're asking? From where I will get a list of Python available modules and their use. So when you install the software, automatically it works by default modules. Those are collection, uh, fractions, math, sys, so many. But when you want to import a specific modules, that is NumPy, first you can install the NumPy package in our environment. Suppose when you want to work with pandas, you can install the pandas in your environment. When you want to work with the SciPy, first you can install the SciPy and you can start your scientific analysis. When you want to generate the different type of graphs or methods, graphs or charts, you can import. First, you can install the Matplotlib in your environment. Suppose you want to develop different type of websites, first you can install the Flash package in our environment. At that time only you can start that. Okay. No, we don't have any specific key to check what are the modules are available, what are the modules or what are the packages are available. So already you know when you want to use that. First, if I want to use mathematical condition, directly you don't know how to use it. Directly you are calling pi, but you got an error. What it displays? Pi is not defined. That means you this pi is not defined by default. So where it is available? Actually, pi is a mathematical operator, mathematical function. At that time you can understand, import the maths. Suppose if you want to use fraction values, 1.9. Actually display only 1.9. Actually it displays when you import the fractions. When you call a equal to 1.9, when you call print a, display 1.90000 up to 15 digits, 15 decimals. Okay, that's why you are learning here how to use Python. But there is no a specific keyword when you want to see what are the packages, what are the modules are available in Python. Okay, are you understand?
Yeah.
So that's why you are learning here. So Py directly you cannot see. That's why I'm applying here input math. When I call Py directly, it is also display the Py value. Why? Because you are not calling the package name. Actually, Py is which is one of the function in our mathematics. So at that time you can call package name or module name dot operator math dot py. Now it displays the answer 3.14. Almost displays digits here 1, 5, 15 digits. Display like this 15 digits, 15 decimal values are displays. Suppose if I call e error. When you call math dot e display 2.718 or e square math dot e where is not defined. Math dot e dot e into e. Okay. Actually, e is not defined means this e is not defined. So at that time we can use here from math. You can call all the packages from math import all operator and all functions. Let's start here. Now you can call E automatic display answer. Now you can call pi automatic display answer. When you call E into E, now it display answer. Okay. This is the way you can input all the operations, all the functions. See here. Suppose if I am applying sin 90. What is the sin 90 value? Approximately 1.893. Same tan 45. Display 1 point something. Okay. So what are the mathematical functions of each and everything you can use here. Okay, when you import the math is one of the module. Okay. Next, now all the definitions inside the math module are available in our scope. You can also import some specific attributes and functions only. So when you use the from math import, either you can call pi or e, or if you want to call each and every function at that time, you can apply the star. Okay. Next,
Okay.
suppose where can I install this sys that is complete software, Python software and Anaconda software. See here, I'm applying here import this system. Here when I call system.path, where it is located, the complete software. See users Srinivasa Anaconda 2 Python 27.lib DLL lib / plat -win lab -tk site -packages / babel win32 lib Python win. All the directories are displayed when you call sys.path. If you directly call this, you will get an error. When you call import sys module, at that time it display like this. Suppose if you open like this, ideally display the where you are install your complete package or Python software, where it is available, in which directory, in which path. Now when you want to see that, import this sys.path. a.py. Run it. User Srinivasa desktop, comma, C Python 27 lib, ideally lib, C Windows System 32 Python 27.zip, DLLS /lib, complete your package. Open here, go to C drive, go to Python 27, all packages, DLL, lib, scripts, tools, under lib we have site packages. Under site package, what are the package? All are available. These are our complete path in our environment. Okay, this ideally displays by default desktop path, but in our Anaconda doesn't display the desktop. See here, only those paths are site packages, a lib, DLL, and Python 27. Okay, this is our system path, current system path. Next. Next, we will go to the operators. What are the operators we are using here? operators.
Plus,
Plus,
greater
minus,
than.
multiplication, assignment of so many operators are available. Okay,
Yes.
operators are special symbols in Python that carry out arithmetic, logical, assignment, and so on. These operations we are using in the Python. The value that the operator operates on is called the operand. See here, suppose when you apply 2 plus 3, plus is operator, right? 2 and 3, these are operands. Now when you get the output, that is called the result. Okay, next, what are the arithmetic operators we have? Arithmetic operators are used to perform mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo, floor division, and exponential. These are the arithmetic operators. So this plus adds two operands are uniplus. That means x plus y. Minus, subtract right operand from the left or unary minus. X minus right operand you can remove from the x. Next, multiply two operands, x into y. Next, division, x divides y. So divide left operand by the right one. Next, modulus, x modulo y. You will get the remainder. So modular remainder of the division of left operand by the right. Floor division that the results into whole number adjust to the left in the number line. Next, exponential, left operand raised to the power of right. So how to do this? We'll practice here. Now I'm defining x is equal to 9 semicolon y equal to 4. So when I call x plus y, you can call like this also. This is the output method. Print x plus y. Same. Okay. Next, x minus y. This is 5. X multiplication y. This is 36. Next, x division y. Display 2. X modulo y. Display 0. Why? Because here. What is your x value here?
9.
9.
Greater than
Y value 4. 4 twos 8. You get a 1. But already what I'm saying you x modulo y. Okay. Modulo is not applied here. I'm ampersand applying.
What is the meaning of ampersand?
Ampersand is an AND operator. We'll use the logical operators. This will come the next topic. Okay, logical operators. So x and y both are true only is true.
Oh,
if any number is false, it falls. Either true or false, false, true, false, false. We'll discuss later. Okay. Next, x modulo y. Modulo means now y value divides the x operator. So 4 divides 9. 4 2 8. Remainder what will it gives 1. When you apply this, it will give the 1. X modulo y. Floor division also same. X floor division of y. 2. Okay. So division means what is your divider? 4. Dividend 2. So that is floor display. This is remainder 1. Module. When you apply module. When you apply exponent x to the power of y, means 9 to the power of 4. How much? 9 into 9 into 9 into 9. 9 to the power of 4 is 6561. So these are the arithmetic operators. Next we'll go to comparison operators. What are the comparison operators we have? comparison operators are used to compare the values. It is either written true or false. So what are the comparison operators we have? Greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These are all comparison operators. How to compare here? See here. Suppose x already we have, x is 9 and y is equal to 4. Now asking x is greater than y, 9 is greater than 4. Yes, it is the true. X is less than y, 9 is less than 4. No, false. So x equal to y, no, it's false. Why? Because 9 is not equal to 4. When it is applied, x equal to y. So when you call x is also 4, y is also 4. That means you are applying what you have y is a 4. 4 is assigned to x. That's why when you call x is displays 4. When you call y is displays 4. Now applying z is equal to 90. Now I'm asking x equal to y. Yes. Next, x is less than or equal to y. Because x is 4 and y is 4. One condition is satisfied here. But I'm asking here z is less than or equal to x. No, false. Okay. In the same way, greater than or equal to x. False. If greater than x means that is one condition satisfied. That is 90. X is 4. One condition satisfied. That's why display true. These are the comparison operators. Next, we will go to the logical operators. Logical operators. So when you want to understand this logical operator, first you should know about the truth tables. Already you learned this topic in 8th class or 10th class. Truth tables. Already you know, right? Sir, I have P, Q, P and Q, P R Q, negation P, negation Q. So this operator means AND operator. This is OR operator. This is NOT operator. So in our Python, we are using this AND or NOT, AND true when both operands are true only. Or if either of the operand false only, false. Remaining all are true. Not if it is true, it display false. If it is false, it display true. See here, first we have true, true. Both true and true only. AND operator is true. Remaining all are condition false. True, false, false. False, true, true. False, false, false. This is also false. Only both operands true, only true. True, false, 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 true, false, 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 false. All remaining all are false.
False will be true, no?
False, false, also false. Only true, true, true. In AND operator. Okay?
Yeah.
In OR operator, both false, only false. Remaining all are true. True, true, true.
Yes.
True, false, true. False, true, true. False, false, only false. In our OR operator. Not if it is true, it display false. It is true, false. It is false, true. False, true. The same way, Q also true, false, false, true, true, false, false, true. So this is the way you can use the AND or NOT operators in our Python. How to use it? See here. Suppose x is equal to true and y is equal to false. That is equal to true. Double equal to false. So both true, only true. Here x and z are true, y and w are false here. Now I'm taking X, applying the AND operator. Y. Both true only, true. So here X is true, Y is false. That's why display false.
Yes.
X and Z, both true only, true. Remaining condition X Z true, why? Because X true and Z true. X and Y false, even though Y false and true, Y and Z false. Next, both are false, Y and W. Y and W. False, false, also false. False, true, false. False, false. Only true and true, only true. Okay?
Yeah.
These are the conditions. Next, we are using OR operator. So you can use a symbol or you can directly write like this: X and Z. Use the word also AND operator, or you can use ampersand. Here also X or Y. Both false, only false. Remaining all are true. X is true, Y is false. True. Okay. Next,
Okay.
X or Z. And R means you can use the symbol, pipe symbol.
Yeah.
X, pipe, Z. That is the R pipes and both are same. X is true, Z is true. That is also our condition true. So X is true, Y is false, true. Y is false, X is true, true. Both false, only false. Here W is false and Y is also false. False. Next, negation. Use not operator. Not X. X is true. Display here false. Or you can use this symbol. Y is -1. Okay. Negative values. Or you can use not Y. Here, actually, when in the Python considers true is equal to 1, true is equal to 1, 0 false is equal to 0, false is equal to 0, true equal to 1, false equal to 0. Suppose see here, next value X is equal to 1, comma 0, comma 1, comma 0. Y is equal to 0, comma 0, 1, comma 1. If I am applying this, when I call X and Y, unsupported operand for AND operator in the list. Okay, so you can take here X value X equal to 0 and Y equal to 1.
Can
When
we
I call
index to check it out?
there
X of
X
0
equal
or
0, 0 is false, Y is equal to false and true, false, 0 displays. Okay, now you are asking tuple values, right? Tuple values 1, comma 0, comma 1, comma 0. Y is equal to 0, comma 1, comma 1, comma 0. When I call X and operator Y, so not only you can take single values here. Okay, you cannot take tuples, lists, dictionaries, sets like that. Okay. Next, we'll go to next topic: bitwise operators. Bitwise operator, assignment operators, special operators. We'll discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll meet tomorrow 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.